Here's how it unfolded. Caitlin Clark walked into Nike's campus and completely owned the moment. We're talking personalized logo treats, unreleased apparel reserved for insiders, and a level of attention that would turn the heads of global superstars. The WNBA's biggest attraction once again showed why she sits at the top of women's basketball. Nike went all out, and Clark controlled the spotlight from start to finish. Do you think Nike is finally giving Caitlin Clark the respect she deserves, or did this recognition come far too late? Share your opinion below. After those Team USA tryouts, Clark had stayed relatively quiet. She wasn't dominating headlines, flooding social media, or chasing viral moments. Some assumed her downtime would be calm and forgettable. That assumption couldn't have been more wrong. Completely off the mark. Clark rolled up to Nike's Oregon. Caitlin Clark walked into Nike headquarters, and the place completely stopped. This wasn't a photo op or free gear visit. Nike turned the entire campus into a Caitlin Clark experience. Custom CC jackets that aren't even for sale yet. Premium craftsmanship easily worth $400. Employees lining up like she was royalty. She got early access to products the public can't touch. The kind of VIP treatment reserved for athletes who move massive revenue. They even handed her a custom mini basketball with her logo carved into it, not printed, carved. That's Nike's signaling serious investment. And that logo? The CC might be the cleanest athlete branding in sports right now. Chanel-level simplicity. Gucci-level elegance. It doesn't scream basketball, it whispers luxury lifestyle. You could put it on designer bags or watches, and it would still work. Compared to most cluttered, over-designed athlete logos, Caitlin stands alone. This isn't just star treatment. This is Nike telling the world they've chosen their next global icon. Clark went with two connecting Cs that they look like they stepped straight off a Milan runway, and that's the genius. Nike understands this isn't just basketball branding, it's fashion, culture, and identity. The promotional setup was next level. Custom bags stamped with "From Anywhere" messaging, a nod to Caitlin's unreal shooting range. Coffee mugs with her CC logo. Cookies iced with her branding. Nike didn't host a visit. They built a Caitlin Clark wonderland inside their own headquarters. There's footage of her casually pulling up on a mini hoop with her logo behind it. Swish, of course, and the employees lose their minds like they just watched a finals buzzer beater. That's the energy she brings everywhere. It's effortless. It's electric. Now let's be real for a second. Nike caught a lot of criticism early on for moving too slowly with Caitlin's brand. While she was rewriting college basketball history, selling out arenas, and shattering TV records, Nike seemed hesitant. People kept asking, why isn't Nike going all in already? This headquarters takeover answers that question loud and clear. Nike isn't easing into this anymore. They're fully committed. The production value of this event matches what Nike usually reserves for its biggest male superstars. And that's not exaggeration. This was Michael Jordan-level treatment. LeBron James territory. When you see the footage, it's undeniable. Someone online pointed out that Nike hasn't wrapped its entire headquarters in one athlete's branding like this since the Jordan era. And honestly, it's hard to argue. This wasn't just an athlete appearance. This was a transformation. The place where thousands of employees work every day became a Caitlin Clark exhibition. That's not marketing, that's a coronation. And the "From Anywhere" concept? That's elite-level branding. It perfectly captures her game, her range, her confidence, and her mythology, all in 2 words. Nike isn't just selling a shoe anymore. They're selling a moment, a movement, and a global icon in real time that perfectly captures what makes Caitlin. Clark's uniqueness as an athlete is impossible to ignore, especially when she's pulling back from nearly 30 feet and burying shots that make defenders rethink the sport entirely. It's a slogan that sticks, markets effortlessly, and works on a global scale. Fans in Europe, Asia, or South America may not know the full backstory of her college rise, but "From Anywhere" needs no explanation. They see the highlights and instantly get it. There's also a social account called CC Offseason that tracks virtually everything Caitlin Clark does during the break, and they deserve major credit for keeping fans updated. No one knows who runs it, maybe someone close to her, maybe just a super dedicated supporter, but the execution is elite. Every appearance, every image, every new piece of gear gets logged and shared, and that account actually surfaced most of the Nike headquarters footage before mainstream outlets even caught wind of the event. Alongside that, there's a Caitlin Clark fashion tracker that monitors every outfit she wears, and it blew up during this Nike visit because she was clearly dressed in unreleased, inaccessible Nike gear. Fans were dissecting every detail, trying to predict when they'd get a chance to buy it themselves. Some clips show Clark speaking directly to Nike employees, though the audio isn't clear, but the expressions say everything: complete focus, total engagement. She's just 22 years old, yet she commands a room filled with executives and designers like a seasoned veteran. One detail that didn't go unnoticed is how noticeably stronger and more conditioned she looks compared to the WNBA season, signaling she's not just building a brand, she's leveling up everywhere. Without commenting on looks at all, it's obvious that the off-season grind is a priority for her right now. She isn't treating this period like a vacation or a cool-down phase. She's preparing for whatever challenge is coming next, staying in elite shape and making sure she's ready to take over the moment competition starts again. Now let's address the real question everyone is asking. Why is Nike giving Caitlin Clark this level of treatment right now? The answer is simple and entirely driven by economics. Revenue drives decisions, and Clark moves merchandise at a level almost no active basketball player can match. When she played with Wilson basketballs in college, Wilson saw massive spikes in sales. The moment she partnered with Nike, fans immediately demanded updates on her signature shoe. Anytime she's photographed wearing a Nike item, that product sells out almost instantly. Nike is a corporation, and corporations follow profit signals. They've reviewed the numbers, broken down the ratings she generates, analyzed her social reach, and tracked attendance everywhere she shows up. Every metric points to the same conclusion. Fully committing to Caitlin Clark isn't just a good move. It's necessary if Nike wants total control of the women's basketball space. There's also competitive pressure involved. Adidas is making aggressive pushes in the women's game. Under Armour is trying to re-establish credibility. Puma continues locking up high-profile female athletes. Nike can't afford to underutilize Clark's massive cultural pull, or worse, risk damaging the relationship to the point where she might consider another brand when her deal ends. This over-the-top headquarters showcase delivers multiple messages simultaneously. To Caitlin Clark, it signals commitment. Nike is clearly sending a loud message here: you are our main focus, and we're all in on your future. To rival companies, it's a warning shot saying don't even try, she's locked in with us. Nike is clearly sending a loud message here: you are our main focus, and we're all in on your future. To rival companies, it's a warning shot saying don't even try, she's locked in with us. To consumers, it signals that anything tied to Caitlin Clark will be high-end, exclusive, and in demand. And to other athletes, it showcases what a top-tier relationship with Nike actually looks like. The timing is also incredibly deliberate. Clark just came off the Team USA discussion, keeping her firmly in national sports headlines, and Nike knows that WNBA off-seasons usually cause casual fans to drift away. They're making sure that doesn't happen with her by keeping her visible, relevant, and riding the momentum she created during her historic rookie campaign. The online reaction proves the strategy worked. Caitlin Clark's Nike visit took over Twitter trends for hours. Instagram engagement spiked massively, and TikTok clips pulled in millions of views, all without Nike paying for that reach. That buzz was entirely organic, driven by Clark's real fanbase, which is exactly the kind of return executives dream about. One viral comment summed it up perfectly, saying this is what people have been waiting for: women's basketball finally getting the same corporate backing and spotlight that men's sports receive without question. That context matters. Female athletes have pushed for equal marketing, equal investment, and equal presentation for decades, and Caitlin Clark is now receiving that level of support, raising the bar for the entire sport. But let's be clear, this isn't charity or symbolism from Nike. This is happening because Clark has proven she produces results. She fills arenas, boosts ratings, moves products, and creates real cultural moments. She earned this through performance and impact. The branded cookies, custom mugs, specialty bags, and exclusive apparel aren't just flashy gifts, they're data points. Nike is actively testing, observing, and learning in real time. They're using this moment to truly understand buyers, tracking which visuals resonate, what items fans gravitate toward, and which pricing sweet spots balance revenue with accessibility. This gathering wasn't just a tribute. It doubled as live consumer research and a long-term roadmap session for Caitlin Clark's brand evolution. By the time her signature sneaker officially debuts, and it absolutely will, Nike will already know exactly what the market wants because they've been studying reactions to every Clark-linked release along the way. They'll have clarity on winning color palettes, silhouettes that spark conversation, and price levels that maximize both reach and margins. The From Anywhere theme opens the door far beyond shoes and apparel, into training tools, balls, shooting aids, performance gear, and more, all carrying that phrase alongside her sleek emblem. Nike can build a full Caitlin Clark universe, appealing to young hoopers who want to emulate her range, loyal supporters who want to rep her name, and everyday shoppers drawn to the clean, premium look. The larger impact on women's basketball can't be ignored either. When Nike commits this aggressively to one athlete, it sends a clear signal across sports that women's hoops is profitable, valuable, and worthy of real investment. Other brands will respond, other leagues will take notice, and other players will recognize what's possible and push for similar backing. Caitlin Clark is actively reshaping the business landscape of women's basketball, one high-profile Nike moment at a time. She's showing that companies can earn serious returns from women's sports when they invest properly, and that fans will show up, spend money, and engage when marketing is done right.